All he wants to do is just look for one pitch, one location, and put a little, not even a half swing on it. And Sandoval, to the Giants' good fortune, right in the right place.
And you saw also how Sandoval was kind of moving a little bit to his left, over more toward the shortstop position. Here's Hudson, and that tailing fastball misses for ball one. Furcal did one of those in L.A. against the Giants and hit it right to the shortstop and beat it out to get the Dodgers started. And it was as if Sandoval was trying to cover that up tonight. And now a hot shot to Aurelia. Out number 2.
Well, so far, the Dodgers are barreling the ball. You're not used to seeing Tim Lincecum get hit hard. But I got to believe that this may have been a bit of a distraction for the young right-hander. You kind of have a tendency to look past Furcal and Orlando Hudson. When you have never faced a hitter like this, and you're seeing him for the first time, you have a tendency to get a little amped up.
So here is Manny against Lincecum. Fastball just at the knees for a strike. He got the low strike there from Tim McClellan.
That late call by Tim McClellan, kind of his trademark as an umpire.
Into right center, and caught by Sherholtz. So all 3 Dodgers make pretty solid contact, but all for outs. Game, 7 hits, 12 at bats, 5 RBIs at third base. Molina, the catcher. Aaron Rowand in center. Aurelia at first. Nate Sherholtz in there because of the minor injury to Randy Wynn. Nate Sherholtz hitting 7th and right. Emmanuel Burris at second, and Lincecum hits 9th, the pitcher, against Eric Stoltz.
All right, let's take a look at the Dodger defense. It'll be Ramirez, Pierre, and Ethier. That is your outfield. Blake and Furcal on the left side of the infield. Hudson and Loney on the right side. Russell Martin will do the catching. And on the hill tonight for the Dodgers will be the left-hander Eric Stoltz.
The lefty versus the lefty here with Lewis facing Stoltz. And ball one. Now, Fred Lewis is hitting .317. 63 at bats, 20 hits, but he has struck out 26 times. However, when he actually puts the ball in play, his average is rather amazing. He's had 20 hits in 37 at bats when he actually puts the ball in play. Well over 500. But 26 strikeouts in 63 at bats. He has struck out nearly half of his at bats.
That's too many, especially if you want to hit in the leadoff position.
Just off the outside, 3-0. Good eye there by Fred.
And the other thing, too, is, strikeouts can get in your head, especially when you're having 3 and 4 in a game. That'll wear you down mentally if you're a hitter.
Fred struck out 3 times last night. That's a called strike. 3-1 now. Twilight time here in San Francisco. Beautiful day. Beautiful evening, although on the cool side. That goes Manny. Right at the edge of the track. 1 away.
Check out the numbers for Eric Stoltz. He's done a nice job for Joe Torre. He's 2-0 and a 3.52 ERA. He's a 4-pitch guy. He can sink and cut the fastball with a circle changeup and a curveball. And the key for Stoltz is to, establish the knee-high control of all of his pitches. That's where he gets most of his sink. That's where most of his pitches are most effective, like a lot of pitchers. But for Stoltz, it's very important. He's not a power guy.
Called strike to Édgar Rentería. Missed last night's ball game. He had some tightness in the groin area. I asked him about it after batting practice today. He said, it feels much better. Not a problem. And he bloops one into right field. Base hit just in front of Ethier. So Rentería gets the first hit of the game. Now Sandoval comes up.
Giants have a couple guys getting hot in their lineup right now. Édgar Rentería is swinging the bat well. Pablo Sandoval is starting to really climb the ladder of average, and Aaron Rowan is really starting to use the whole field, especially that right side of the field.
So here is Sandoval. We generally don't have a whole lot of time to tell a lot of amusing anecdotes and stories about Pablo because he's not up there for very long ordinarily. If he likes that first pitch, he's swinging at it. And he takes one right in there for a called strike. So that was the old Sandoval.
That was the old Pablo, the new guy. But you know what, though? When he was not swinging and hitting the ball well, he was swinging at everything. Now that he is starting to hit the ball better, he's a little more selective. He's swinging at better pitches, and the average is going up.
Change up in the dirt, knocked down by Martin, holding Rentería at first.
And this all happened in Arizona, where he really started to turn things around. That ball in the dirt, that's right to the scout report. And every team in the National League that has scouted Sandoval has basically pitched him the same way, and that is they don't throw him a strike. They throw him below the strike zone. They throw him above the strike zone. And through the first 60 at-bats of the season, he was swinging at everything. Now he's getting more selective.
That is just foul. Handled by Blake behind the bag, but Andy Fletcher right there signaling foul ball. And Rentería will have to turn around and go back to first as Sandoval comes back to the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to him. The umpiring alignment for the game. Veteran Tim McClelland behind the plate. Ted Barrett, who's a Bay Area product, went to Cal State East Bay over in Hayward. Greg Gibson at second. Andy Fletcher umpiring at third. No score in the game. Last of the first. Base hit into left field. A line shot by Sandoval. Rentería to second, and he'll hold on.
All right, time now for the Dr. Beers sharp eye of the game. But we're going to look at Pablo Sandoval playing third base, taking one away from Rafael Furcal. The slap bunt executed perfectly by Furcal. However, just a little bit too much leather there waiting for him. And that's our Dr. Beers sharp eye of the game. To sharpen your vision, check out Dr. Beers at LASIK2020.com.
This looked like Timmy was complimenting him on his excellent vision. And there is Dr. Beers. He threw out the ceremonial first pitch tonight. Didn't you tell him not to bounce it?
I said, don't bounce it, Doc. However, he was on the rubber. I got to tip my cap to him. Big Giants fan.
So he didn't shy away from going all the way up on top of the hill. Bengie Molina, change up in the dirt, ball 1. 2 men on, 1 man out. Here in the last half of the first inning, no score. Molina, the Giants' RBI leader, 14 runs batted in.
Right, good for him. He's a 4 handicap in golf. He's a good athlete. His wife Katie was there watching, rooting him on. Nice going, Doc. Got a bit.
2 men on, 1 man out. Left center field, deep. Juan Pierre, still going, can't get it. It bounces free into straightaway center field. Rentería is going to score. Here comes Sandoval right behind him. Bengie's going for third. It's a triple for Bengie Molina.
No way! I just lost a bet.
A 3-bagger for Bengie.
I no longer have a house to go home to. I said he'd never hit a triple. And here it is. The man who has no speed kicks it in gear right here. And you're looking, he went from first to fifth gear, and we didn't even know he had one.
And they didn't even make a play on him. Now they're appealing at second, saying that he missed the bag. The throw over to Furcal, but first base umpire Ted Barrett, who had rotated over to get a good look, said, no, he tagged it.
There was not an umpire out there watching the bag. They were watching the runaway beer truck ramble into third.
Infield comes in for the Dodgers. Now, Furcal backs up a little bit. It's short just as the pitch comes in, and Rowan takes a low for ball 1.
Well, the runners kind of were rocking a hard place there as to whether or not Pierre was going to catch the ball. And 2 easy scores for Rentería and Sandoval, but a triple for Bengie Molina. Holy smokes.
And the curveball in there for a strike. Second baseman Hudson moved back a little bit, so the Dodger infield is in halfway now. And with Bengie running, you don't really need to be in all the way to try and keep him from scoring. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a cutter off the inside. 2-1.
Took Molina 15 seconds. Not his first triple in the big leagues. Nor is it his first triple as a Giant. He had one May 23rd of 2007 against the Astros. But
his 5th Major League triple in a span of 4,016 official big league at bats. 5 times he's hit a triple.
Well, that was exciting.
2-0 Giants. And Rowan goes down. Big strikeout, and again the Giants continue to struggle in those kind of situations. Runner at third, less than 2 down. And there's a lot of strikeouts that have been going on in situations like that. Now, here comes Aurelia. Trying to pick up Molina, and in effect, pick up Rowan. If we can get Bengie home here. 2-0 Giants. Which Aurelia hitting 200. He's only had 20 at bats. 3 runs batted in, though. And the curve in there for a strike.
It's a good curveball. It's a big one. It's one where you see it early as a right-handed hitter and you give up on. You've got to stay with it. And it's not one you want to try and pull either.
One ball, 1 strike now.
Édgar Rentería talking it over with Travis Ishikawa.
And the save on the changeup there by Russell Martin. 2-1 the count. Nate Scherholtz on deck. 2 runs in for the Giants back at Lincecum. Lincecum only threw 5 pitches while he was in there. The Dodgers hit 3 balls hard. All 3 of them right at Giants defenders. And there's the hook in there for a strike. It's 2-2.
It's so hard to stay with that pitch because as soon as it comes out of his hand, you identify it as a ball outside. But it's such a big curveball, and it's coming from off the plate into the strike zone. Better you see that a couple times in an at-bat till you get to the 2-strike. You see it for the first time in a 2-strike situation. You're torched.
And he had that curve slip out of his hand, missing badly away. 3-2 to Aurelio. And there's a lefty on deck, Nate Sherholtz, who's filling in for Randy Wynn tonight, who injured himself yesterday, not actually by getting stepped out of the plate and getting spiked, but hitting a foul ball off his knee. And Aurelio gets the walk.
Nice at bat.
And here comes Sherholtz. And Nate has not had many chances to play so far. Here's Randy Wynn. And last night in the first inning, watch what happened here. Off the back knee. You don't see that very often.
You do not. But when you're a racehorse and you got racehorse legs, you ding them like he did last night. They take a little bit of time to get to where they feel better.
Off the fist foul by Sherholtz, who's had 5 hits, 14 at bats for the Giants. And the few times he's been able to hit, he's all but one of his hits has come as a pinch hitter. He's 4 for 8 as a pinch hitter. He's been the Giants' most reliable pinch hitter so far.
Well, he's fixing to see that big curveball from Stoltz. I think he's a better curveball hitter from a left-handed pitcher than he is a slider hitter.
Runners at first and third, 2 down. And the count goes to a ball and a strike.
But when Sherholtz gets dialed in, it really doesn't make a difference, curveball or slider. I mean, he's got a real nice opposite field approach, which is the type of approach you have to have if you're a left-handed hitter to beat a lefty who's going to throw you breaking balls.
Sherholtz has faced Stoltz before, has 2 hits against him in the 2 times he's faced him. Right to Manny. Over toward left center. And the inning is over. Giants get 2 on the Molina triple.
With an early 2-0 lead. Time now for our Honda Insights of the game, and we're going to give you some insights on Tim Lincecum, the Cy Young Award pitcher. Things that you might not have known. Started learning his pitching mechanics at the age of 4. And of course, his father had a big role in that. Developed his first curveball before he could even write cursive at 8 years old. And get this one. This is our favorite one. Entered his freshman year in high school, standing 4 feet 11 and 85 pounds. So gives hope to all the small fries out there. And believe me, I was one of them. Guys, back to FDU.
Okay, Raj. It's Raj Mathai, sports director at NBC Bay Area. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow, and we are starting the second inning now. Cleanup man Andre Ethier, the Dodgers' RBI leader. 21 batted in. And the count goes to 2-0. Only Albert Pujols of the Cardinals had driven in more runs than Andre Ethier in all of the National League before today. 3-0.
What an at bat he had last night against Bobby Howry. He and Howery hooked up to a 10-pitch duel, and Howery tried every trick he knew to retire this guy, and it just wasn't going to happen. He wound up hitting an opposite field double in the gap at left center. It was just a beautiful at bat. And he has arrived. I mean, you talk about, when does a young hitter become an established hitter? Well, it takes a couple years, and it's definitely happened for Ethier.
And that's in there. Strike two with a fastball. Full count now. The Dodgers have several young players, and greatness has been forecast for them all. And the changeup puts him away.
Wow, saved it for the sixth pitch. 5 pitches, 5 fastballs, 3-2 count. And on the sixth pitch, the payout pitch, you cannot throw a more perfect changeup. And a swing through Sia for a tough out. Grab some pine meat. Look at the good swing of Andre Ethier to no avail. Boy, that was a good pitch.
Now Lincecum to face another one of the Dodgers' young prodigies, James Loney. And fastball for a strike.
He takes a lot of pitches. He takes a lot of pitches in 1-0, 2-0, 3-1 counts. Which, if you've got power, and he does, I find that a bit strange.
A curveball in shallow right field. Burris throws him out.
Well, Cap Day is Sunday, May 3rd. That's right. It is a Giants Solar Cap Day. It is presented by PG&E, and the first 20,000 fans are going to get this Giants Solar Cap. So for tickets, you go to sfgiants.com or call 1-877-4SFG-TICKS and get yourself some seats and come out and get yourself a cap. It's going to be Barry Zito on the hill against Jason Hamill as the Giants take on the Colorado Rockies.
Rockies in for the first time after the day off. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Martin, and ball one off the outside. Russell Martin with 2 down and nobody on. The Giants ahead 2-0. Randy Johnson scheduled on Friday night, 7:15 against Ubaldo Jimenez. Sandoval, and the inning is over. 10 pitches for Lincecum, and 3 up and 3 down in the second. Burris coming up.
Is one of the beautiful sights to see, and you look back and you look right into AT&T Park across McCovey Cove, and while you're out there, oh yeah, read the tiles. All of the winners of the Willie Mack Award are represented there with little circular plaques embedded in the cement.
Looks like Willie had just launched one right there. Russ Hodges, the great Hall of Fame voice of the Giants, used to say that as the Giants traveled around the National League every year, in every ballpark somebody would take Russ aside and say, see that spot out there? That's where McCovey hit one. That's the longest home run in the history of the ballpark. And Willie McCovey. He's not just a great power hitter and a great hitter, but he had enormous power.
Just a bit outside. Not quite as outside as the one we saw the other night from Barry Zito, but those guys in the first couple rows behind home plate, I'm not sure they appreciated that.
Pops up the bunt, and that is back into the crowd. 1 ball, 1 strike.
All right, watch this guy right here. Look out! Oh, jeez!
Well, I don't know what he was looking at.
He's the guy that put the sign down. Come on.
Who knew that he was the target? 2-1 the count to Emmanuel Burris.
Yeah, not a problem. Had it all the way. One more time. Hey, buddy! Look out! Oh, I love this game.
2-2.
Oh, yeah.
It took him a while to react to, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
He saw it, his eyes bugged out, and then it was like, what do I do?
Well, he's sipping on an Anchor Steam. It takes a little time to react, you know?
He had a little mellow thing going there. 3-2 now to Burris. Stoltz has come back out here in the second inning, and seems to have lost that release point or whatever that he had going in the first inning.
Well, you're right. I mean, that last pitch was about 2 feet in front of home plate. So, I mean, it's quite a spectrum from where he's throwing it. 10 feet over Burris's head to 2 feet out in front of home plate.
A foul off the right field line. 3-2 to Burris.
And then he paints you a perfect knee-high strike in the outside corner. Go figure.
Eric Stoltz. Fans got a souvenir. Stoltz is 2-0 for the Dodgers. This is his 4th start. And there he is in the dirt again.
I mean, he's got a problem right now. And that's going to obviously cause some concern for Joe Torre and his pitching coach, Rick Honeycutt. When a guy misses that badly, 3 pitches in an at-bat, something's going on.
There's Joe Torre with pitching coach Rick Honeycutt alongside. And second baseman Hudson in to have a word with Stoltz as Lincecum comes to the plate. Comcast Sportsnet has complete Giants coverage on Sportsnet Central every night at 10:30 p.m. Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. Check it out. Lincecum. And again, Stoltz. Not quite sure where the ball's going.
Oh, you don't normally put a take sign on in a sacrifice situation. But it wouldn't be a bad idea with as much trouble as it looks like Stoltz is having trying to get a field point on that release. Make him work. He might give you a free 90 feet.
Burris, who has excellent speed, the runner at first. Loney on the bag with him.
I'll tell you one thing I absolutely am 100% sure of. It's in his head right now. He's worried. You missed that badly in 3 pitches, and now you could throw a 4th one on that first pitch to Lincecum wasn't even close. You're concerned about it.
He got that one in the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's not a bad take right there for a guy who's struggling out there with his control. And Lincecum's a good bunter. I mean, he's not afraid to take a strike and then execute the bunt.
Ball and a strike. Third baseman Blake, very shallow. This is back to Stoltz. He looks at second, and he's going to go throw to first, and he almost throws it away there. Wow. Loney got back to make the play. The sacrifice has been executed by Lincecum. Lincecum back to the dugout. And the Giants have a couple of shots now to try and bring Burris home. From the top of the order, Fred Lewis, who flied out to left his first time, and then Renteria behind him. Lewis usually hangs in there pretty well against left-handed pitching.
He does. Well, he's got one thing on his resume that will attest to that fact, and that is that he got 4 hits in one game against Randy Johnson. And no other left-handed hitter had ever done it before, and no other left-handed hitter has done it since. He's the only guy. That right there in itself says that you can hang in against lefties.
1 ball, no strikes. 2-0. The Giants on top in the last of the second.
I mean, that's something. If you're a left-handed hitter, you can say you had 4 hits, period, off Randy Johnson, let alone say you had 4 hits in one game.
I got him 4 times in my 37 career at-bats. Yeah. Not bad. Got the call on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's McClellan's strike zone. I mean, he likes the low strike. Not many tall umpires will give you the low strike there. Seem to have more of a preference to the higher strike, but McClellan, a tall umpire, is always like that low strike, and he will give you some width on both sides of the plate.
Burris, a fast runner at second. 1 out. And a foul. Back into the second deck, off to the left. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Van caught that one, stood up, caught it.
And he did the right thing.
He was pretty cool about it, too.
Nice play. 2-hander.
He didn't jump up and down. He didn't start preening for everybody.
Very cool. And he gave it to his date. Nice going.
Ooh, that was close. Stoltz had been working that outside edge and tried to sneak one by him on the inside.
Think back in the first inning, one of the best pitches Stoltz had was that big curveball, and he has not thrown it here. A little strange that 4 pitches to a left-handed hitter, all 4 have been fastballs.
2-2 the count. There's Furcal over behind Burris, trying to keep him close at second. There's the curve. Furcal. And over to third goes Burris. 2 down. And Renteria now will try and deliver a run here with a clutch 2-out hit.
Watch the hand signal that Furcal will give Stoltz. Says, go ahead, go ahead. Make your pitch.
Is that the way it usually works?
No, I mean, some guys, basically, the only sign that I ever saw was a guy who just lifted his left hand up, his glove hand, and break to the bag, basically letting you know that he was going to break.
Ball 1, the curveball to Renteria. Renteria hit a single his first time and started a 2-run rally. Giants lead 2-0 here in the second. I don't recall actually seeing that before. They're just waving at him like, oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead and pitch to him. And then he came back with a fastball. Renteria fouls it off to the right.
Now this is the previous one. He was also whistled a little bit something to Burris' ear, let him know he was out there. But the hand sign was to Stoltz.
Burris at third. Renteria trying to get him home. Change up, low and outside. 2-1 the count. Sandoval on deck would be next. Stoltz working in his second inning, and he has thrown 45 pitches in this game already. Lincecum in 2 innings has thrown 15 pitches. So most of the night the Giants have been at the plate and the Dodgers have been in the field. Thrown nearly as many pitches out of the strike zone as in so far. So he's been laboring. 2-1 the count. That is a base hit. Renteria comes through in the clutch, and you pointed out, Mike, that he has started to swing the bat here in the last several days. Another example of it. He's 2 for 2 tonight, and that cashes in a big run.
Strong front shoulder. And what do you say we make that our Cash Creek hit of the game? But why not? This one hurt Eric Stoltz. He's a strike away from getting out of this inning. He hangs a fastball out over the plate away. If you try and pull this ball, you roll over. It's a ground ball to shortstop. Here you go the other way, and he pokes it right into right field for a 2-out knock and an RBI. And again, that hurts the guy on the hill.
Renteria's 10th RBI for the season. He is number 2 in the club in that category. And here is Sandoval, who ripped a single into left field his first time. Got the call on the low strike. 0-1 the count. Sandoval now with 8 hits in his last 13 at-bats. Rentería at first. Loney on the bag with him. Big hole open on the right side of the infield. And a nice pickup there by Blake over to Hudson for the force out on Rentería, and the inning is over. Another run for the Giants. Lincecum back to the hill with a 3-0 lead. $11 fans can purchase bleachers or view reserve tickets for the Saturday, May the 2nd game. That's this Saturday with the Colorado Rockies in town. Log on to sfgiants.com and use the coupon code NBC when purchasing. Saturday game, 1:05, Matt Cain against Jason Marquis. Thanks for watching NBC Bay Area. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow, Raj Mathai, NBC Bay Area Sports Director, also with us. And here is Casey Blake having taken a strike from Tim Lincecum. 3-0, the Giants lead. Big curveball, too high. Blake, the 7th place hitter, will be followed by the pitcher for the first time in 44 years. The Dodgers have the pitcher batting somewhere other than 9th. He spins another breaking ball in there. Strike 2 call.
I like that. I mean, early in the game, you miss with a curveball. You want to throw it right away again to just sort of just get that thing back in the strike zone. 2 in a row let you do that sometimes.
Just off the outside. 2-2. Stultz, the pitcher, is on deck, hitting 8th. And he's low with that fastball. 3-2. The last time a Dodger pitcher was not in the 9th spot, it was Don Drysdale in 1965, and he hit 7th. We asked Vince Scully about that. He thought just because he was a better hitter than the 2 guys he was hitting in front of.
John Roseborough felt really good about that.
John Roseborough hit 8, the catcher, and a third baseman. He was kind of a good field no-hit third baseman at that time. John Kennedy hit 9th. And if Vinny says it, then we know that that's the way it was because he was there.
He was there, baby.
He broadcast that game. 3-2 the count to Casey Blake.
It's great to have a conversation with that gentleman right there. The stories that he can pull out are just absolutely incredible. And you will laugh.
His 60th year as the voice of the Dodgers. True hop. Sandoval. 1 away, 7 in a row. And here comes Stultz hitting in the 8th spot. Drysdale, back in 65, hit 7th against the Pirates. He hit 300 that year with 7 home runs. Dodgers didn't have that many 300 hitters in 1965. He might have led the club in hitting. 29 career home runs. However, it did not work out that well that day. He lost the game, and as a hitter, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. 0-1 the count to Eric Stoltz. This looks more like you've got Pierre, who's a leadoff hitter, and Joe Torre saying, if you have Pierre hitting 8th, the pitcher coming up next, maybe you lose his base stealing. So Pierre becomes sort of a second leadoff guy. The guy who really does that a lot is Stoltz. Is not up there very long. Lincecum.
Stoltz is not a bad hitting pitcher either, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of a guy hitting in the 8th spot.
Well, the guy who does that a lot is Tony La Russa with the Cardinals. But Tony does it because of Albert Pujols. Albert hits 3rd and instead of hitting cleanup, and Tony says, well, the only time he's really hitting 3rd is the first time through. Every other time he comes up with a real hitter hitting 9th rather than the pitcher, he's in effect the cleanup hitter the rest of the game, and maybe he'll get an extra at bat because he's up a spot in the order, and maybe he'll get a little more men on base to drive in. So that was the whole rationale for La Russa. It was all about La Russa, and he did that for a time when Mark McGwire was hitting all those home runs several years ago.
Well, it's hard to argue with what La Russa has done in his career. It's hard to argue with what Torre has done with his career. They're both great managers, Hall of Fame managers.
Aurelia, nice pickup. Playing shallow for the speedy Pierre. 9 up, 9 down for Lincecum. Molina coming up.
The first inning, 1 on 2, or 1 out, 2 on, and Bengie Molina comes up, and guess what he does? He hits a triple. And watch Big Money Rambo all the way into 3rd. He knocks in 2. It gave the Giants a quick 2-0 lead and a triple, his first in 2 years.
One hop. Orlando Hudson in the dirt and pulled out by Loney.
You know, it's a pretty good tip, though, for young infielders. When you watch Orlando Hudson, and he is a Gold Glove second baseman, and it's something Dwayne Kuiper talks about all the time, having the time to position yourself to get a good hop. And look at him back up, and look where the hop comes to him, right at the belt, an easy pick. Almost threw it away, but this part of the play was beautiful. Nice footwork by Hudson. You know, it's really true. The best infielders have the best feet. Best good feet, good hands, an old saying in baseball.
Aaron Rowan, who struck out his first time, fouls one off the fists. 0-1 the count. Watching Hudson, who's a Gold Glove second baseman, one of the best in the game, almost throw that ball away when he had all the time in the world. It reminds me of the story that Barry Bonds once told about a guy who ended up being his teammate here with the Giants, and we saw him at the ballpark tonight throwing some BP. Sean Dunston. Dunston had the greatest arm in the world. There were never a shortstop had a stronger arm than Dunston. And the count is 1-1 to Rowan. And the fastball a little bit low, 2-1. Bonds said if Dunston had all the time in the world though to make the throw, couldn't throw it straight. He was either going to throw it over the first baseman's head, going to throw it in the dirt. Right up the middle, base hit.
He's seeing it big. Well, you're right. I mean, Sean Dunston couldn't take anything off the throw either. He had to unload and throw 100% maximum effort every pitch or every throw to first base. Amazing arm. Rafael Furcal is the only other shortstop that I've seen that can rival the strength of Sean Dunston's arm.
No shortstop in the game who has the arm that Furcal has.
Yeah, he showed it last night, that relay that he hooked up with Matt Kemp, and they threw out Randy Wynn trying to score at home. It was an amazing two throws.
Might have been the only shortstop in the game who had the arm to make that play.
I agree.
It used to be years ago when Alan Trammell played short and Lou Whitaker at second for Detroit. They were partners, double play partners for 18, 19 years, the longest running double play combination in Major League history. And it was Whitaker, the second baseman, who had the better arm. So on relays, Whitaker would be the guy who'd go out. And he once put Carney Lansford on the disabled list for over a month when Lansford played for Boston. As Aurelia fouls one out of play. Carney, playing at Fenway Park, hit one out to the triangle, out to the 420 marker in right center, and went for an inside the park home run. And he would have gotten it too. He said if anybody except Lou Whitaker had been making the relay throw. And Carney ended up crashing into Lance Parrish, which was kind of like, you know, trying to slide into the Bank of America building. And he was on the disabled list for over a month. It did not work out well for Carney. The last part of the story is that Carney went on the DL, and so they had a young guy who'd been sitting around for 3 months, finally got a chance to play at third base, named Wade Boggs.
Oh, I heard of him.
In the month that Carney was gone, Wade hit .420. Carney played somewhere else the next year. And a strike on the inside to Aurelia.
Carney Lansford was a good player. I mean, you saw the number there. Led the league, led the American League in hitting. Really had a strong career. A member of that 1989 A's World Championship team. And he was a tough out.
The winning player, Carney Lansford. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Aurelia. There goes Rowan. Martin's throw, one hop. Save! Hudson complains to Gibson about the call. He had flipped the ball to Furcal to throw it around the infield, thinking they'd gotten him.
Well, from a catcher's perspective, if you're going to miss a little bit low. A one-hopper right to Hudson, and it caused him to raise his glove up. A little window of opportunity, and Rowan gets right underneath the glove. Very close play.
It looked like a good call by Greg Gibson, but not to Russell Martin nor to Orlando Hudson.
If that ball gets to second base of the fly, it's no contest. He's out by 2 feet.
Now runner in scoring position. Aurelia trying to knock him in. The bloop, and that will not get past Hudson. Got him with the big curveball. 2 down, and Nate Scherholtz now will try and get the clutch 2-out hit. 3-0. The Giants are leading already here in the last of the third. Remember Giovanni Gallardo, the first series of the year, opening night, in fact, against Randy Johnson, hit the 3-run homer, proved to be the winning hit for the Brewers.
I remember that game.
Gallardo pitched well, hit the big home run to win the game for himself. Today, in Milwaukee against the Pirates, Gallardo pitching. He won the game 1-0. The 1 run, a Gallardo home run. So Gallardo just did it all. A 1-0 win. He pitched a shutout with Villanueva pitching the 9th inning, and he hit the home run for the only run of the game.
Saying in baseball is you throw a shutout, you hit a home run, you can't lose.
Did you ever do that?
No. I mean, I never did both in the same day.
But you hit a home run.
I hit 5.
But you never hit one when you pitched a shutout?
No.
So you wasted it?
I did. Although I did think I was wasting it at the time.
2-0 the count to Sherholtz. Flight out to left center his first time. Slashes one down the left field line. Fair ball! And that one goes into the corner. Rowan scores, and Sherholtz pulls up at second as Manny gets it back in. An RBI double. And that's twice now. A Giant has come through with 2 down and a runner in scoring position.
And that is a punch in the stomach for Eric Stoltz. And Russell Martin's going to go out and talk to him. Watch the mistake. High fastball. They wanted to sit this thing on the outside corner. Comes right at the back, across the plate at the belt. But the important thing is, and this is why he has such a great approach, he stays inside everything. He is not a greedy hitter. And very content to go the opposite way. And here with 2 outs, knocks in Rowan. And that's going to bring Rick Honeycutt out. And the Dodgers are going to get their bullpen going. 2 really good at-bats these last couple innings. A 2-out knock by Édgar Rentería to score a run in the second. And here, an excellent approach from Nate Sherholtz to knock in Rowan with 2 outs.
Ramón Troncoso has started to warm up in the LA bullpen. And some of the fans get into the Beat LA chant. This is the rubber match of the series, and the Giants have put 4 on the board here in these first 3 for Tim Lincecum. And Emmanuel Burris will come up now against Stoltz, who has just visited with Honeycutt, the pitching coach, who heads back to the dugout now. Giants 4 runs, 6 hits against Stoltz, who's also walked a couple. One of those walks became a run. Molina, 2-run first inning triple. And Renteria, 2-out RBI single in the second. Sherholtz, 2-out RBI double here in the third. Ball 1 to Burris, and Burris trying to do the same thing. Last of the third, the Giants offense making some noise tonight.
It's night and day difference tonight than 10 days ago. I mean, up and down the lineup, there's more patience. They're laying off the teasers. They're staying in the strike zone. They're using the whole field. They're getting more pitches out of the pitcher. I mean, that's what you want to see. I mean, Carney Lansford has really done a nice job keeping everybody calm when they were all kind of going bad at the same time.
And he curves him on 1 ball, 1 strike out of Burris.
I mean, usually you have 2 or 3 guys who are kind of scuffling, and 2 or 3 guys that are really hot, and 2 or 3 guys that are, you know, kind of somewhere in between. But at the start of the season, the Giants just had everybody kind of cold. And when that happens, you get panic.
1-1 to Burris. Fastball on the inside for a strike. 1-2.
And it really helps when you have a coaching staff that just calms everybody down. And the convincing argument that the coaching staff and the manager was giving these guys is there's talent here. Do not panic. The talent will surface. Work hard. Let it all happen. And it's starting to happen.
And Burris chasing that low curveball, got a piece of it to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, if the Giants were to go on and win this ball game tonight, that would mean they would have won 4 consecutive series. And that's what it's all about. I mean, yeah, you'd love to have a 10-game win streak. Those are fun. But in reality, you try to win every series. And the Giants have an opportunity to do that tonight.
A ball and 2 strikes. Fastball just off the inside. Snuck one by him there a couple of pitches before. 2-2. And Stoltz now at 66 pitches thrown in these first 3 innings. Sherholtz, who's a fast runner, ready to go at the crack of the bat from second. And base hit. He golfed it out into shallow center field. I don't know how he hit that one. I definitely don't know how he got it airborne. Burris comes through in the clutch, knocks in another run, and it's 5-0 Giants.
You're told by the pitching coach, don't give this guy anything good to hit. There's a couple outs. You got the pitcher on deck. Well, this is not something good to hit. That's 6 inches off the ground. And you give up a hit like this, and it just is telling you that, kid, it ain't your night. And here comes Joe Torre.
2 2/3 innings for Stults and out 6. And we'll be back. Stults. Giants 3 2-out RBI hits against Stults, including the last one by Emmanuel Burris, which was sort of astounding.
See the numbers for Troncoso. This will be his 6th appearance. Off to a great start for Joe Torre. 11 2/3 innings, 8 hits allowed, just 10 base runners in 11 innings, 5 strikeouts against 2 walks. And he's got 2 types of fastballs. He'll 2-seam and 4-seam it. Kind of a sweeping curveball, but lots of movement on that fastball, and he'll go low to mid-90s.
Tim Lincecum with Burris over at first. Called a strike on the inside. Lincecum got down a sacrifice bunt his first time. Lincecum 2 hits, 9 official at bats so far this year. He handles the bat pretty well now. 0-2. 97, said our radar gun. Two runs in for the Jets. They get 2 in the first, a run in the second, and 2 so far here in the third. 7 hits total, and a foul.
I think the stadium gun is about 2 to 3 miles per hour hot. Still has a good fastball, though. Watch where he had to go down and hit this ball off Stults. I mean, literally 6 to 8 inches off the ground.
Lincecum sprays that one foul.
That's a little giddy right there with an 0-2 count. He's biting off a lot of strike zone. At times you can get lazy up there because the pitcher's in the batter's box, but you can't do that. You got to pitch this guy like he's a world beater. The team's down 5 runs. This is a big out right here. You don't want the lineup to turn over.
0-2 the count. Ooh. Strike 3 call with the slider, and that's the inning. Top of the order coming up for LA for Carl Hudson and Manny.
but not in this series. Matt Kemp in center field, miscommunicating, misjudging there with Andre Ethier. Belisario tries the ill-advised flip, which scores a run a couple nights ago, and then last night, the sure-handed Rafael Furcal with an error, which allows a run. So the Dodgers frustrated here. There's been some mental lapses, but also kind of the curse of Candlestick. Our Candlestick-like conditions the past few nights have the Dodgers kind of pulling their hair. We can't wait to get out of town. Guys, back up to you.
Good. That's what the Giants used to feel at the Steg was to their advantage.
Absolutely. Greatest home field advantage in the history of the game. But it took a great sales job by Al Rosen and Roger Craig to make it that way.
Well, something apparently has happened to Sandoval. He's out of the lineup. Uribe has replaced him at third base. As we start the fourth inning, Sandoval, who singled in the first and scored and hit into a force play in the second. He's out of the game now. We'll try and find out why. 2-2 the count. When he hit the force out the last time up. Let's take a look. Something wasn't right. Rafael Furcal. Dodgers can't get it right so far against Lincecum. That's the third strikeout for Tim. 10 in a row retired.
Sandoval at times has had problems with a hamstring. And hopefully it's nothing serious. That's one bat that is absolutely red hot right now that they cannot afford to lose.
Orlando Hudson. Hudson grounded out to Aurelia. He hit a shot. It bounced right in front of Aurelia's glove. Change up too high. That one seemed to surprise Bengie a little bit. 2-0 the count. Manny Ramirez on deck. 5-0. The Giants are leading here in the fourth inning. And that will be the first hit of the night for L.A. So Hudson, a clean single into left field. That's his fifth hit in 11 career at-bats against Lincecum. Not many hitters have numbers like that against Tim.
Well, it's not like he's getting a hanger here, too. A pretty good fastball knee-high in the outside corner, but you get a pitch in the outside part of the plate, use the left side of the field. He does beautifully. That's how you want to see a no-hitter in on a good, clean hit. No debate there for an official score.
Manny lined out to right center. Nice catch turned in by Sherholtz to end the first inning. Very high. You think Tim got a little caught up in the Lincecum versus Manny thing right there for at least one pitch?
I do. That was an overthrow. You know, a hitter like Manny with that type of reputation could take a young pitcher right out of a rhythm. That was one of the keys tonight.
Oh, curveball right there.
But then when you come right back this at a 1-0 count, there's not many guys looking for that when you have count leverage.
A ball and a strike. Runner at first. One out here in the fourth. And a high fly ball to right. Sherholtz, plenty of room.
Nice pitch.
2 down.
Kind of iced him down there, too. Well, fans, be sure to join the Giants for Asian Heritage Week. The party runs from May 11th through the 15th, and it will celebrate the Indian, Chinese, Korean, and Japanese cultures. Each special events ticket gets fans a unique culturally themed giveaway item, such as a giant sake set or Lucille Lion Dancer bobblehead. Proceeds for all Asian Heritage Night tickets will go to benefit the SF Hep Be Free campaign. For tickets, call 415-972-2298 or visit sfgiants.com/special events.
Andre Ethier. Wow.
That was nasty.
Ethier got the count to 3-0 against Lincecum the last time, and then Lincecum struck him out.
It's such an acute break with that. 12-6 right off the table.
Back with a fastball, fouled into the second deck. Strike two.
He's definitely established the fastball. I mean, he didn't have this type of velocity in the first 3 innings of the game. And now he's cutting it loose.
2 down in the fourth. Hudson, who has the Dodgers' only hit, a 1-out single here in this inning at first. Wow, that was a defensive hack. He got to the seats in a hurry.
Just a perfectly placed 0-2 fastball that Ethier just managed to get a piece of it. I mean, that's a big league emergency swing right there. Any word on Sandoval?
We're getting word from the press box. And the curve in the dirt. The count goes to 1-2. Knocked down by Bengie, keeping Hudson at first. Sandoval left the game due to tightness in the left groin. Something that also happened to Renteria, who was not able to play last night. Uribe came in tonight to replace Sandoval here in this inning. 1-2. Struck him out. And he has struck out Ethier twice. 4 strikeouts in 4 innings for Lincecum. Top of the order coming up.
Coverage of everything orange and black. Check out pregame live and postgame live before and after every Giants telecast on Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports.
There's a Giants fan and a Dodger fan. Looks like they're trying sort of one of those mixed relationships.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's working out.
I'm concerned.
Not a lot of conversation going on.
1 ball and no strikes to Fred Lewis, leadoff man for the Giants, facing Ramón Troncoso off the outside with a fastball on the count 2-0.
And we do have some more information about Pablo Sandoval. The groin is tight. It's not a pull, and he was having some problems. Just didn't really feel that good tonight anyway. So they're basically taking him out of a game on a cold night, and it's a precautionary scenario right now. So that, I think, is pretty good news.
Indeed. So Sandoval gets the rest of the night off, and tomorrow's an off day in the schedule anyway. Fred Lewis, 2-1 the count to him. Rips one to left, but there's Manny. Whoa, that one had some action on it and almost shot right by Manny.
he hits rockets the other way. He hits the ball as hard the other way as anybody. And this ball kind of takes off right at the end. Has not been easy at all for anybody involved with fly balls, line drives, anything hit in the air, pop-ups. Last 3 nights have been very, very difficult for outfielders.
Édgar Rentería, and that breaking ball snaps in there for a strike. Rentería singled with 1 out in the first, starting a 2-run rally. And with 2 down in the second, and a runner in scoring position, he knocked in that runner with a clutch base hit. In the dirt. A ball and a strike, so Édgar is 2 for 2. Missing last night's game. He had a little bit of a groin strain. His average up to 256 now for the season.
Playing in San Francisco is a different scenario. I mean, guys are used to cold Aprils, but long around the start of May, around the rest of the country, it starts to warm up. And certainly it warms up June, July, and August. Well, it's not going to happen here in Northern California, and you have to learn to deal with it. And Joe Morgan used to have a technique that he would insulate himself.
Here is Furcal. He throws out Rentería. Édgar retired for the first time. 2 down.
Morgan will put a heavy mineral oil on his body from his ankles to his neck and just put that on him every night before he put his uniform on, and that way he would insulate a little heat, and he felt it helped him. And a lot of guys have been doing it. I mean, Joe was the first guy to get it going, and a lot of guys have done that since, who've come in and have worn the Giants uniform. And that may be something that Sandoval and Rentería and everybody else who's playing here in the cold weather for the first time have to do.
Uribe batting in Sandoval's spot. Sandoval went 1 for 2. He scored a run. So Uribe, 5 for 22 so far this year, 227 average. Into the gap in left center field. And they'll have to chase it. All the way to the wall. Uribe around second, and he'll stop there as Pierre throws back.
Down and in, just drop the head on it and find the left center field gap. Watch him cover the down and in area. They set up a outside corner. He comes across the plate middle in, and that feeds the swing of Uribe. That one felt good.
So he is at second now, and Bengie Molina will try and fashion one of these 2-out RBI hits. The Giants have had 3 of them in the last 2 innings. 2 down, runner in scoring position. 3 times the man got the hit to knock him in, and Bengie not this time. Hudson was there, and that's the inning. 1 man left. On to the 5th inning. Loney coming up against Lincecum.
most popular Filipino in the Bay Area. Manny Pacquiao was here about a week and a half last week for the Giants, a special guest for the Giants, the world champion boxer, thrown out the first pitch, and it was a wild scene on Filipino Heritage Night. Now, a couple days ago, Pacquiao, getting ready for his big fight this Saturday in Las Vegas, was blogging, and nowadays everyone blogs or tweets, and he said about his visit here to the ballpark last week, he was overwhelmed by the support. So, guys, the Giants finally got their Manny, and he came in a big way. Back up to you.
Manny Pacquiao. It was exciting here that night. And he threw a beautiful first pitch. Put it right in there.
A left-hander.
Who knew? 1 ball and no strikes to James Loney facing Tim Lincecum here in the 5th inning. Loney grounded out to second his first time. 2-0. Russell Martin and Casey Blake to follow. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Giants. No runs, 1 hit for L.A. The Dodgers have had 1 base runner so far. Orlando Hudson hit a 1-out single in the 4th inning and then was stranded at first base. 3-0. Lincecum started off with a 3-0 count in the first hit of an inning one other time. That was in the second to Ethier. And then came back and struck him out with 3 straight strikes. Strike 1, 3-1. Lincecum with 12 or more strikeouts in his last 2 starts. 12 his last one, 13 before that. And that will go back out of play, 3-2 to count.
That did not feel good. On the follow-through of Loney's swing, when he fouls this off, watch the bat leave his hand. Looked like his right hand got a little stinger.
Three and 2 the count now. And he lost him. First walk allowed by Lincecum. Coming up this Sunday with Colorado in town, the Giants and the Rockies, and the final game of the homestand, it will be Barry Zito against Jason Hamill. That'll be Giants Solar Cap Day, presented by PG&E. The first 20,000 fans receive a Giants Solar Cap. You can order tickets for the Sunday game or any of the games over the weekend. The Rockies in town at sfgiants.com. It's the fast, easy way to do it. Randy Johnson goes Friday at 7:15 against Ubaldo Jimenez. Matt Cain Saturday afternoon. And Jason Marquis, Barry Zito, Jason Hamill on Sunday. sfgiants.com. Hope to see you over the weekend here at 24 Willie Mays Plaza. Martin fouls one out of play. Quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Martin grounded out to third his first time.
If you notice, Lincecum at times will come out in the windup to start an inning, and he'll have sort of shoddy command of his fastball. He'll miss high. The changeup won't be quite in the zone. It'll be a little bit out. The curveball will bounce, and all of a sudden he'll get in his stretch, and all of a sudden, whoop, things tighten up, and he gets right back in that zone.
Ooh, man, nasty.
Wow, that is nasty. 2 fastballs and an 0-2 changeup for a 3-pitch see ya. Grab some pine. And this is the power changeup that he has, very reminiscent of Jason Schmidt's changeup. I mean, you get a 1-2 punch of that fastball changeup like that, you don't even need the curveball. But the point I'm making is that I think he has better mechanics out of the stretch than he does out of the windup.
And that's unlike most pitchers. Most pitchers have a little problem once they go into the stretch.
Especially young pitchers. And you see the K's, they have high expectations for Tim Lincecum.
He's only got 5. 1-1. He blew the high hard one right by Casey Blake.
That's not an easy thing to do. He's a good fastball hitter.
But Lincecum, 12 strikeouts his last game, 13 before that. The last time a major league pitcher had 12 or more strikeouts in 3 consecutive games, his name was Randy Johnson 8 years ago. Strike 2.
Well, he's going right at his strength. I mean, you throw fastballs by Casey Blake, number 1, it's not easy to do it. Number 2, if you do it, you get inside his head. You'll watch him make adjustments here with 2 strikes. He's been late twice. He'll probably go up the bat.
1-2.
Yep, he's got his choke going.
Oh, the changeup.
Wow, that's just not fair.
Number 6.
Chokes up, tries to get short, and then here comes the power changeup. Same pitch he got Russell Martin. Now, those are the numbers you're talking about, John. Just dominant performances against the same team, and I think in a way that's even more impressive.
2 down. Loney still at first. And here's Blake DeWitt. And that's a strike. Curveball hit very softly, barehanded, and Aurelia had to act quickly to come off the bag to keep that one from being an error. An infield hit for Blake DeWitt.
Not a whole lot that Renteria could have done there. A swinging bunt. And DeWitt has got pretty good speed. Ball kind of goes up the palm of his hand a little bit. He probably would have been better served had he just not even made a throw.
So now the Dodgers get a runner to second base for the first time in the game. 2 men on, 2 men out, and Juan Pierre hitting 9th in the order. The pitcher, the starting pitcher, Stoltz, listed in the 8th spot. And almost any pitcher is very happy if Pierre hits any kind of a ball in the air. No home run power. 2 men stranded. Rowan coming up.
Flashback with Pablo Sandoval up, taking a curveball right back up the middle off Randy Wolf, and here comes Aaron Rona. Watch the slide. A high throw that goes up the line. It provides a little bit of opportunity, but he's got his get on his belly to get through that opportunity, and he indeed does score. It was a 3-run first. The Giants are going to win that ball game. That's our Comcast On-Demand Replay. Get the best HD experience only from Comcast. Comcast gives you the most HD.
So here is Rowan to lead off in the last of the 5th inning. Blake DeWitt having pinch hit for reliever Troncoso. Here's Hong-Chi Kuo, but I don't remember ever seeing Kuo warm up in the bullpen. Now maybe we were so engrossed in watching Lincecum get 2 more strikeouts there in the 5th inning that we just failed to see it. But usually we see somebody warming up in the bullpen. The bullpen is easy to see from here.
Well, Kuo's got quality stuff. It's a bit unusual to see his ERA as inflated as it is. It's in the 8s. We've seen this guy almost unhittable at times with a fastball that is just hard to pick up. live. It'll go low to mid-90s. It's also got a curveball to go with it, but you're going to see a lot of fastballs.
Giants caused that ERA to rise up a bit when they saw Quo back on April 15th in L.A. He came in to start the 8th inning in relief of Clayton Kershaw. The night Kershaw had an epic performance. Curb misses badly, 2-0. And Quo hit the first batter, Sandoval, and then Rich Aurelia got a base hit against him, and Quo was out. And they went to Belisario out of the bullpen, and Rowan hit a 3-run homer. So 2 runs charged to Quo that night. No innings pitched. There is Ethier. And 1 away. So Rowan is 1 for 3 in the game. His single started a 2-run rally back in the 3rd. He singled, and he also stole second in that inning. And having gotten himself in a scoring position, Nate Scherholtz brought him in with a clutch 2-out RBI double. So here's Aurelia, who has walked and popped up to second. Quo had a very fine year last year.
Oh, he did. I mean, it was the kind of year that they had hitters talking about it. And the conversation would go like this. How you hit that guy? I mean, he was that dominant. There are a lot of teams that would have loved to have had Quo be their 9th inning guy, their closer. He's got that kind of stuff.
Hung-Chi Quo from Taiwan. As is the Yankees right-hander, Chin-Ming Wong. He and Wong went to high school together in Taiwan. Furcal throws out Aurelia.
I say that's a pretty good team.
Probably didn't give up too many runs.
Yeah.
Hung-Chi Quo. And he's had some arm trouble, but last year I think they envisioned him as a starting pitcher, but last year primarily as a reliever, he really seemed to hit his stride. 80 innings pitched, only 60 hits allowed, and in those 80 innings, 96 strikeouts. He was a monster. Fastball in there for a strike.
Well, it's a great story. His first pro debut in the year 2000 was at single A in San Bernardino, and he struck out 7 of the first 10 guys he faced in 3 innings, and then he left the ball game. He had an elbow injury, and he had a Tommy John surgery.
Wow.
Struck out 7 out of 10, and you know who was calling the game? No. Dave Fleming.
Ha! Whatever happened to him?
I don't know.
1 ball, 1 strike. There's Dave. He's here tonight. They're looking good, too.
He says those 3 innings that Quo threw were absolutely incredible.
Fastball in there for a strike to Scherholtz, who's flied out and hit a double down the left field line and knock in a run. And then later he scored a run on Burris's base hit. Getting a chance here to do something. He hasn't had many chances so far in the first 20 games of the year, but Randy Wynn had his knee tightened up after hitting a foul ball down off it last night. And that is strike 3 called to Scherholtz. 3 up and 3 down, on to the 6th. Top of the order coming up. Manny due up 3rd against Lincecum. First, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and a 5-0 lead. Dodgers leadoff man Rafael Furcal takes ball 1. Orlando Hudson and then Manny Ramirez to follow here in the 6th inning. 2-0.
When you see guys that are a little more compact and in control of their motion out of the stretch, it usually means one thing, that their take-back step when they start their motion is too big. And watch the take-back step from Lincecum. When he steps back with his left foot, he actually takes his right foot off the ground and then he sort of steps back into it, and that's a little bit too much sway. And I think perhaps that is the reason why at times he won't have as good of control of the stuff out of the windup that he does with the stretch. You do not want to normally move your right foot, your plant foot. You want that to be solid.
That foul ball out of play. By the way, that shot was interesting. We had a moment ago. Hitting coach and a great big league hitter, Don Mattingly, talking to Manny Ramirez, and I think they must be talking about Lincecum. Ooh, that was close. Ball 4. Let's take a look at the American League out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Chevron. Angels beat the Orioles. The Mariners lost at Chicago. Carlos Quentin, the former Stanford star, hit his 8th home run. Red Sox over Cleveland in 10 innings. The Yankees got a win for Jabba Chamberlain. And Nick Swisher, 2 homers, 4 batted in for New York. Athletics at Texas rained out. Twins beat the Rays, and the Royals cooled off the red-hot Blue Jays. Back of the red-hot, Zach Greinke. Been one of the great early stories over the American League as Hudson pops it up foul and back out of play. Greinke wins that game. He's 5-0. Gave up an earned run for the first time this year.
What a bum.
I don't know what's the matter with him. But he must be becoming an ace because he gave up some runs and they scored 11 for him.
He throws good. We had a chance to watch him throw the other day. Live stuff. Live stuff. But you see the right foot here when Lincecum gets himself planted as he takes his signal. That right foot stays very firm in the stretch position as it will. He's not able to step into his plant foot, his back foot, like he can out of the windup. And because he's much more solid, I think he has much more command of his release point. Therefore, he has much more command of his stuff. And we've seen that a lot this year, that he'll struggle a bit out of the windup, but once he gets in that stretch, the problems sort of go away.
Well, for the 2nd inning in a row, he has walked the leadoff hitter. After doing it in the 5th inning, he then struck out the next 2 batters. 0-2 the count to Hudson. Struck him out. Change up in the dirt. Number 7 for Lincecum. And now Manny comes up. Manny facing Lincecum for the first time tonight in the 1st inning. He lined one to right, but Sherholtz with a nice running grab. And in the 4th inning, he faced him again. And Manny skied that high fastball.
Both times they were setting that target up on the outside corner. Both times that fastball sort of came in and took a jump on the inside half.
So now Manny seeing Lincecum for the 3rd time. 1 ball and no strikes.
And you saw that conversation that Manny Ramirez was having with Mattingly, and they are absolutely talking about Lincecum. What Manny Ramirez likes to do is be able to eliminate pitches and then sit on a pitch into a location.
Base hit to right field.
It was interesting listening to Barry Bonds, who visited us a couple nights ago, talk about Manny Ramirez's approach, and he said the strength that Ramirez has was that he knew what he was going to get on that particular pitch. His strength was his ability to eliminate pitches and really forecast consistently a pitch that he was going to get. Knowing what he was going to get, he put a swing on it like this, staying inside it, going the other way. And that was his strength as a hitter, and it's very much the same strength that Bonds had as a hitter.
The Dodgers have 2 men on with 1 man out. Their best opportunity yet against Lincecum. And here's the cleanup man, Ethier. Curveball. Oh. I keep waiting for him to raise that right arm after the delay.
Well, so's Tim Lincecum. He thought he had strike one.
I think he fooled Tim McClellan with that one. Wow. Furcal at second. Manny Ramirez at first. One out. Ethier, the RBI leader for the Dodgers, and Lincecum thought better of throwing one right there. Two-0.
Well, this becomes a big pitch. You're sitting on a 5-0 lead, but the Dodgers come into this game with a lot of confidence offensively. They're a team that definitely feel that they can come back and score crooked numbers very quickly. And in a 2-0 count with 2-1 and 1 out, and a red-hot hitter up there. I mean, I know he struck out twice already against Lincecum, but this is a big pitch.
3-0. Lincecum, you can see there talking to himself a little bit. James Loney, another lefty, is on deck. And he kind of eased that one through there for a strike.
Throw it a speedy control. And that's really a smart pitch because he kind of takes advantage of the 5-0 lead.
And this could be two. Burris to second one. Rentería back to first, not in time. And Burris took a long time getting rid of that throw to second. Maybe wanting to make sure that he definitely got the one.
Yeah, I think it kind of comes up on him a bit here. No, it did. It looked pretty clean from that angle right there. I just don't think he had enough steam on the ground ball, John. Kind of a medium speed ground ball. Plus, Ethier runs well. You're not going to get him doubled up too many times.
So Ramirez forced out at second.
But a nice comeback down 3-0 the count to get that ground ball.
It's twice he's retired Ethier after starting off with a 3-0 count against him. So here's Loney, who was grounded out to second and walked. Looked like he crossed up Bengie on that one. One ball and no strikes.
Yeah, you don't see too many cross-ups with nobody out at second base. Let's see what happens here. I think he just missed it.
Well, he's lucky that the umpire was backing him up. Well, that ball's back to the screen.
Yeah, that's a run in and a run in scoring position. You bet.
Change out. A ball and a strike.
That is just such a beautiful thing to watch. And that's a pitch that he didn't have till a year ago spring. And you're talking about, good hitters who've been dialed, who've been locked, who've been balanced, and they're way off on their front foot.
Strike two, another changeup. And Loney laid off. Lincecum got the call.
Watch the way this ball's received. Bang, sticks it there, gives McClellan a good look. Nice frame job.
Now the crowd rises. Lincecum with 7 strikeouts. And that one right to Rentería. The Dodgers with a threat. 2 men stranded. 5-0 Giants. Came from behind against the Mets bullpen after Santana was taken out of the game. The Mets left 14 men on base. What a bad day for the Mets at their new ballpark. The Rockies over the Padres at Coors Field. The D-backs shut out the Cubs, and they beat Ryan Dempster, who had not lost a game for a long, long time in the month of April. The Nationals beat the Phillies. The Cardinals over the Braves. The Cardinals, what a start there, having 15-7 for the year. And there's a check swing. Dribbler Martin throws him out, and Emmanuel Burris is promptly retired. For the first time, he'd had a walk and a run scored in the second and an RBI single with 2 down in the third.
That's a rough at bat right there. Check swing comebacker.
The new Dodger pitcher, Scott Elbert, in relief of Hong-Chi Kuo.
First chance we're going to have to see Elbert.
Lincecum 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. Strike one. Lincecum with 7 strikeouts in the game, 2 walks. He's thrown 81 pitches through 6 innings. 0-2. Fred Lewis on deck. Giants got 2 runs in the first on a 2-run triple by Bengie Molina. Triple. Bengie. And that's all for Lincecum. He's down very quickly. 2 down.
Yeah, definitely the highlight of the week. Watching him rumble into third, and he wasn't exactly low flying down the first base line. Here's the play we're talking about. First inning, it was a big swing of the bat with 1 out, 2 on. Off of Eric Stoltz. Hits high off the wall. Karams back into center field, and here's where he starts kicking it. Oh, yeah.
Triple, and they didn't even make a play on it. Ball 1 to Fred Lewis, who's flied out to left, grounded out to short, and lined out to left. 0 for 3. Putting the ball in play tonight, but not getting anything for it. The ball and a strike now from Elbert. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the 6th inning, the Giants ahead 5-0. Dodgers, who have had the best offense in the league up till now. The Dodgers have averaged nearly 6 runs a game. Team batting average 286 coming into tonight, but limited to no runs and 3 hits in 6 innings by Lincecum. 2-2. Édgar Rentería on deck would be next. Giants with 8 hits and 5 runs. The Dodgers no runs and 3 hits. And now a full count to Fred Lewis.
You haven't seen a breaking ball yet from Elbert. Elbert, 23 years old, out of Joplin, Missouri. Signed out of high school, 6'1", 215-pounder. Rookie.
Well, now Fred laid off that high fastball, which he'll often chase, and this time he gets the walk. I think Elbert was pitching to the scouting report there. And now Rentería will come up.
I mean, we're seeing it consistently up and down the line now. The Giants are starting to lay off some of the pitches out of the strike zone. I mean, the guy who showed the most dramatic improvement was Pablo Sandoval. And his batting average improved about 70 points when he started hitting balls in the zone.
Rentería 2 hits tonight, and there's something other than the fastball in there for a strike. Rentería had a 1-out single in the first, and that started a 2-run rally. He scored on the Molina triple, and then he had a 2-out RBI single in the second to knock in the Giants' 3rd run of the game. Chased one there, and now he's behind in the count 0-2. Rentería grounded out to short his last time. Tim Lincecum, and you don't see that often from a starting pitcher while he's in the middle of a game. Usually they're in there with the game face and nobody's talking to him.
He's totally different. He's that way in the clubhouse before the game. He is as loose can be. I mean, he'll do interviews. I mean, he'll talk about, whatever. He's just not the normal game face you see.
I think the quintessential game face is Andy Pettit. With the hat down low over the bridge of his nose, the glove up in front of his face, and you see those eyes almost with a menacing stare looking into the catcher.
It's a good one. And I haven't really seen that too much, but we got a load of a new one this year with Randy Johnson. It's just a classic game face.
Into left center field. That's going to roll out to the 404. Lewis will score easily. Renteria with a stand-up double. 6-0 Giants.
A 3-hit night for Édgar Renteria. Stay high. He knew it at the start of this homestand. At the start of the last homestand, actually, he said, hey, I've got my problem solved. My front shoulder is locked down. See the ball better? And this thing is rifled right to the 404 mark. And let's watch Freddie Lewis fly. Let her go, Freddie.
Fifth double of the year for Renteria. His second RBI of the night. He's got 11 batted in for the year. And here is Uribe up for the second time. He ripped a double into the gap in left center. His only previous at bat back in the fourth inning. He replaced Sandoval, who had to leave with a left groin strain, which appears to be nothing serious. And that is the ball too high. 2-0. Uribe has now had 6 hits, 23 at bats, and 3 doubles, but he is still looking for his first Giants RBI. He got a chance to get one right here. And the name kind of reminds a lot of Giants fans of the former Giants shortstop, the late Jose Uribe, a teammate of yours, Mike. He used to have that great cheer at the stick. The crowd would shout out, ooh, and the other part of the crowd would, Uribe! And there's some people, there must be people who have been going to the Giants games since the Candlestick days who are trying to get that cheer going here. I think you have to kind of earn that cheer, though. This Uribe is a new guy for the Giants. Jose Uribe, pretty good shortstop for the Giants.
Oh, and a great teammate. Just a gentle little man who was always just so ready to play baseball, loved to play. It was like a little kid in the backyard playing baseball. And he idolized Robbie Thompson. The two of them together were just so much fun to watch.
And Juan Uribe will chase a pitch, that's for sure. That slider in the dirt, and he is thrown out by Martin, and the inning is over. Giants get a run onto the 7th. Lincecum back to the hill with a 6-run lead. San Francisco. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow. Raj Mathai also with us. NBC Bay Area Sports Director. And now Tim Lincecum back to work in the 7th. No runs, 3 hits allowed. And first ball swinging. Russell Martin pops on foul. Molina, not enough room.
And Lincecum's coming right out of the stretch.
Now that is interesting. And you had pointed it out a couple of times. He started each of the last 2 innings in the windup and walked the first hitter. And was really all over the place, and then was an entirely different pitcher out of the stretch. So obviously something he and pitching coach Dave Righetti noticed as well, and he's from the stretch from the get-go here. And throwing strikes. This is Renteria, a soaring pop-up, and Martin is now 0 for 3. Here's the Comcast Sportsnet Central Major League News and Notes segment. The A's rained out in Texas. Giovanni Gallardo, a tour de force at Miller Park. 8 shutout innings, 2 hits allowed, 11 strikeouts, and he hit a home run, and he won the game 1-0. Other than that, I don't know if he, maybe cooked dinner and went out and directed a play or something, but pretty good night or a pretty good afternoon for Gallardo. And Zach Greinke won his 5th in a row. Although he allowed an earned run for the first time, he had not allowed an earned run going back to last year in 43 innings. Go deep with Bay Area sports news every night on Sportsnet Central only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Change up a little too tight to Casey Blake. 2-1.
Best seat in the house right there. She's got her glove. She's got the ball yard with her dad. Yep, pat him on the head. We're good, Dad. Got Tim McClellan. That rocked him. Oh, yeah. Gamer. This will not be the last game she comes to. Hey, Dad, concentrate.
Dad, over here.
Oh, man.
Dad had his attention over on another plate of food that just arrived. 2-2 the count to Casey Blake. 0 for 2 in the game. Change up off the inside. Blake has grounded out to third and struck out.
You know, it's amazing is how in tune Dave Righetti is with his pitching staff. It's just, it's really fun to watch him work with his pitchers. You know, this is his 10th year as the pitching coach of the Giants. What a tremendous job he has done with the big league team, setting principles and policies for the minor league system. It's good.
Strikeout number 8 for Lincecum. Second time he's rung up Blake.
And I think one of the hardest things to do in the middle of a game is to make mechanical changes. There you see a fastball just cut away from Blake. Just overpowers a good fastball hitter. Strikeout number 8. Yeah, wrong way, Moochie. Atta babe.
And that is very accurate. Some when keeping score. K is the scoring symbol for strikeout. And if it's a called third strike, they'll list that K backward. But all of the strikeouts have been swinging against Lincecum. And the inning is over. Scott Elbert, batting for himself, made pretty good contact.
Mathai, Tim Lincecum handcuffing the Dodgers tonight. There's another member of the Giants pitching staff, though, that's essentially been ordered to house arrest. Doctor's orders. You'll remember the Giants, a rookie pitcher, Joe Martinez. He's the one that got hit by a line drive in the opening week of the season. So we visited Martinez just a couple blocks away from this ballpark. You see his eye there. No longer a baseball hero, at least not for now. So now, how does he spend his time? Well, he's playing Guitar Hero in his apartment. Here's the deal with Martinez. He knows that he might never return to baseball, but he's not thinking that at all. Martinez says he wants to come back and start working out with his teammates as soon as the doctors clear him to play. And guys, Mike, especially you know this, the part of his comeback is going to be a lot more mental than it is physical, but he said he's feeling great. Back up to you.
Well, he's going to have to learn how to throw that side of the plate again. I mean, it's it is something he will have to overcome, but he is such a tough kid mentally. I don't see it being an obstacle for him at all. I really don't.
Bengie Molina, first ball swinging. That is high, deep, way back there. Goodbye. So Molina chops himself after a two-run triple in the first, a soaring home run in the seventh.
Number 4 for Bengie Molina. And I don't know if he's ever had a triple and a home run in the same game. They set up on the outside corner. It cuts across the plate, middle in. And he just says, see you later. Bit arm hack right through the ball. Not an easy thing to do to elevate that ball that high and pump it out to left. Strong top hand.
Here's Aaron Rowan. Plus, that's the one spot where the wall is a little bit higher. You got to get it not just over the wall out there. You got to clear the roof of that car.
You got to pump it over the Woody.
And that's a big car. 1 ball, 1 strike to Aaron Rowan, who is 1 for 3. Yeah, you got to clear the surfboard. You don't even just have to clear the car. You got to clear the surfboard on top of the car.
Yes, you do.
Brad Ausmus now catching as Russell Martin will get a breather. The rest of the night off. Elbert misses with the slider too high. 7-0 Giants. Bengie Molina has knocked in 3 of the runs. The first 2 and the 7th. Bengie did one night as a Giant hit 2 home runs in the same inning. Only the 3rd catcher ever to do that. But now a homer and a triple in the same game. That's another story.
Well, I mean, think about it. You sit down before every series and you start talking about how you're going to pitch a guy, and basically those meetings become how many different ways can you say high and tight, low and away? Well, if you pitch this guy high and tight, low and away, he's going to wear you out. I've never seen a guy like Bengie. He kills the low and away pitch, and he kills the high and tight pitch, and that's impossible.
So Bengie having quite the night. Now has 4 homers and 17 runs batted in for the year in the first 20 games. A pop-up foul. Ausmus and Loney. It's Loney. And Rowan is 1 for 4.
I know why Bengie Molina wears sleeves now.
Why?
Oh, they're a great Kleenex. Same way I wore them.
I thought it had something to do with his triple and his homer.
No. That's some inside stuff I just gave you there.
So, taking us behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Big league ball. What really goes on down there? Now we know. Rich Aurelia. And too high with the breaking ball. Aurelia has walked, popped to second, and grounded out to short. Bengie, back in 2007, hit 2 home runs in the same inning against the Mets right here at AT&T Park. First Giant to do that since Willie McCovey back in '77. It's only been done 6 times in Giants history. And the 3rd catcher in Major League history to do it. The guy Andy Seminick back in the 40s with the Phillies did it. And John Bacabella.
That's the elbows. I mean, this is the thing, he doesn't need extension. His hands are so strong that those elbows can bend through a high and tight fastball that's cutting into him. And then that's the hardest pitch to stay inside, let alone hit it out of the ballpark. It's a remarkable swing of the bat. I mean, he does these things on a nightly basis that are really hard to explain because nobody else does them.
Look at that note. It's not the first time he's had a homer and a triple in the same game. Look at that. He did it just 3 years ago.
He does it like every 3 years.
Oh, he was a DH that night.
Well, that doesn't
apparently.
Yeah, see, I'd have lost another house.
He did. Well, he wasn't even playing in the same country. He was playing with in Canada in those days. He was a Blue Jay.
Oh, so that devalues to a triple and a double then. I got you.
Did this one in the States. 2-2 the count. Although it sounds like he did it in St. Petersburg, Florida, at the Dome against the Rays when he was a Blue Jay. Really into center. Juan Pierre. 2 down.
Well, fans, NBC Bay Area is thanking its loyal viewers with a special Giants ticket offer. For just $11, that's right, fans can purchase bleachers or view reserve tickets for Saturday, May 2nd's game against the Colorado Rockies. Log on to sfgiants.com and use the coupon code NBC when purchasing. And again, from all of us at NBC, thanks for watching NBC Bay Area.
That's Matt Cain on Saturday against Jason Marquis. Cain 2-0 with a 2.08 ERA. He's 2-0, and he's still the hard luck guy for the Giants.
You're right. Very easily could be 4-0. Good swing right there from Sherholtz.
And he had to win on Sunday. The bullpen not able to hold it for him, but he pitched beautifully in Phoenix. That's right through the middle, past the dive of Hudson.
And you can see the compact swing that he has and how still his head stays through his swing. Orlando Hudson slow getting up. But the swing of Nate Sherholtz is a swing that is built for average. You know, he's one of those guys you would say that he would hit even better up here because he's going to get more strikes to hit. Just a short little load. Body stays very compact, balanced through his feet. Uses the middle of the field. Just all the good fundamentals that you want to see in a good average hitter. And I don't mean average hitter by like C average. An average hitter meaning he can hit for an average 300 or above.
Emmanuel Burris has walked and scored a run. He has singled a home run and has grounded out in front of the plate. So he is officially 1 for 2. Ball and a strike to count to him. 2 down, and Sherholtz at first.
Saw Hudson get up slowly, kind of extended and landed on his right shoulder. That hurt.
Dodgers may have lost Doug Minkiewicz for the season. They hardly had him in a game that we were working in L.A. He hit a double, and he, for some reason, decided to have a head-first slide into second base when the Giants weren't even making a play on him. And he separated his shoulder on that play.
Wow. I remember the incident, but I had no idea it was so severe that he might miss the season.
Back through the middle, and Emmanuel Burris. Life looks a little bit better to Manny here tonight. 2 hits and a walk. Hits have been hard to come by for him.
Well, they've been hard to come by when he hits to the left side. From the right side, you know, he's really swung the bat well. He just hasn't seen that many left-handers. But here, against Delbert, going right back up the middle. Second hit, as John said.
Yeah, he's hitting over 400 batting right-handed. Batting left-handed, 4 for 46. Ooh. 0.87 batting average. Here's Tim Lincecum. Much better left-handed so far this year than Burris. And it's 0-1. Lincecum 0 for 2 tonight. A sacrifice bunt with a couple of strikeouts. 2 hits and 11 at-bats overall this year for Lincecum. 7-0. The Giants ahead in the 7th. And Elbert now with strike 2. On the pitching side, Lincecum, after a 10-pitch first half of the 7th inning on the mound, has thrown 91 pitches in 7. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. No runs, 3 hits allowed. And Lincecum down on strikes for the 3rd time. For the 8th inning, Pierre, Furcal, and Hudson due up. Breakdown brought to you by the Kentucky Bourbon Burger. Eat responsibly. 7 runs, 12 hits for the Giants. No runs, 3 hits for LA. Manny Ramirez, 1 hit, 3 at bats against Lincecum. He hit a single in the 6th into right field. Lincecum, 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. And hit number 4. That's sort of the way Juan Pierre would like every at bat to go. Pounded down off the hard clay in front of the plate and take off.
Yeah, it is definitely hard out in front of home plate. Watch this ball bounce. And with Rich Aurelia playing in, respecting a bunt, he had no chance as it bounded over his head.
First hit for Pierre. And now Rafael Furcal will come up. The leadoff man has bunted, and he bunted and hit a line drive caught by Sandoval. That's past Aurelia through that open hole. And Pierre sprints around to third. So the 2 Dodger speedsters get singles on consecutive pitches.
Looking fastball, just spinning on the first fastball he gets. And Aurelia again playing short because he had to. He was holding the runner on, just not enough time to react to the smash to his right.
Stuff started flying out of the back pocket. What do you have in there?
Gloves and streamers and shower shoes.
Here's Orlando Hudson. That is a called strike. Hudson is 1 for 3. He had a single back in the 4th inning. First and third, nobody out. The Dodgers' best scoring opportunity of the night. Manny Ramirez on deck.
Well, and here's where you have to kind of calm yourself down. I mean, you want the shutout, but still, you've got a 7-0 lead, and you don't want to get yourselves to where you're shaving corners here to fall behind and start walking people. 95 pitches on the night. He's got lots of steam left.
2-1.
You still want to put the pressure on the hitter. And now the Giants are going to get their bullpen going.
Jeremy Affeldt, number 41, the left-hander. heads down with bullpen catcher Bill Hayes and bullpen coach Mark Gardner.
Changeup, and I mean a perfect changeup. The changeup that he throws has got movement that runs away from the lefty with a little sink to it. I mean, it's not only is it deceiving because of the arm action that is identical with fastball sets it up, but it's got good movement too.
Broken back. That ball is fair. Pierre into score and into second base with a double. Orlando Hudson with Furcal stopping at third. And Righetti will go to the mound now to talk to Lincecum, who's allowed 3 straight hits to start the inning, with Manny coming up next. There's Manny, number 99. And he got a chance to 2 men in scoring position. Orlando Hudson hit a double, and the bat exploded in his hands. First extra base hit of this game for LA against Tim Lincecum.
You see the bat just explode, just hit it right off of the cupped tip to the bat.
Now Manny Ramirez for his 4th at bat against Lincecum. On his 3rd trip, he lined a single into right field. Earlier had lined out to right center for an out and hit a fly ball to right for an out. So he's hit everything that way tonight. Curveball too low. Two lefties to follow. Andre Ethier, James Loney, and left-hander Affeldt warming up in the bullpen. Nobody out. A run is in for LA here in the 8th. Changeup into the Giants dugout on the third base side. Furcal at third, Hudson at second. Pierre led off the inning with a base hit. The Dodgers have 6 hits for the game now.
Almost that right past Bengie Molina. Jeremy Affeldt he's greased up and ready to go.
2-1 the count. 3-1. Here's Affeldt, ready to go in the Giants bullpen. So Lincecum down to Manny Ramirez, 3-1. And he misses badly. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. The Dodgers with visions of a big inning all of a sudden. With nobody out, a run in. And with the 2 lefties coming up, Affeldt is going to be summoned by Bruce Bochy. Jean-Pierre, Rafael Furcal, Orlando Hudson, all with base hits, and then the walk to Manny, so a run is in, and the base is loaded as he departs. And what had been a sterling evening for Lincecum. And Affeldt inherits a tight spot here. He's got a 6-run lead. He's got room in which to maneuver, but the Dodgers suddenly are a couple of base hits away from making this altogether too interesting for the Giants.
You're right. You see the numbers for Affeldt. He's been red hot of late. Fastball that goes 93 to 97 miles per hour. And just his curveball's been unbelievable of late.
The middle infield double play depth for the Giants with nobody out. That is one at third, over to first, 2, a double play. Uribe caught it and almost stumbled onto the bag with it for the first out.
Yeah, 1 pitch, 2 outs, bases loaded, jams him with a fastball. Kind of a cue shot, and there's that stumble you're talking about. It's just a nice pick, straight throw across, and despite the speed of Ethier, an easy double play. So nice job there. And there is the man that appreciates that play the most.
Furcal scored on the play. Hudson forced out at third. Manny over to second. Now with 2 down, Manny is the only man on base, and here is Loney. Strike 1 call. 7-2 Giants. So Affeldt came in there with the bases loaded, and the Dodgers RBI leader at the plate. And he got him to hit the double play ball, which is really just what the Giants were hoping for.
Ooh, that's the curveball we're talking about. You know, he was having some problems with his mechanics, and he wasn't able to really consistently rely on that curveball. He went on the side a couple days and worked the towel drill, where he'd go out there with a towel in his throwing hand, and he would get to his motion where he would repeatedly go through his motion until he would get a snap on the towel. Once he had that towel snap going, he knew his mechanics were back, and boy, did that curveball show up.
On the fists with the fastball and into the crowd. Still 2 strikes to James Loney, who's 0 for 2 with a walk.
First time we saw that curveball that had been revived, we were in San Diego, and he threw it twice to Brian Giles and locked him up looking, which you never see Giles do, take a 3rd strike. And he did the same thing with Adrian Gonzalez. He threw him 3 breaking balls and about a 7-pitch at bat. The last one was a called 3rd strike that he took.
1-2.
And we hadn't seen breaking balls like that since Rob Nin pitched.
Guillermo Mota, right-hander, up in the LA bullpen now. Brad Ausmus on deck. He had relieved Russell Martin in the previous inning. Didn't miss by much.
Just a little bit inside. But watch the movement of Loney. He thinks this thing's going in his back pocket. I mean, it is just a late, hard-breaking curveball. The kind that when you hear it come into the plate, it's the spin has got a sound to it.
2-2 the count. 2 down in the 8th inning. Manny Ramirez at second. And the fastball too low. 3-2. Affeldt now with the Giants, and he has lived all over the world. He grew up in a military family. His dad was in the Air Force, and so he had the experience over and over. New cities, new schools, new neighborhoods, and he walks Loney. Now Ausmus will come up with 2 men on and 2 men out here in the 8th.
Now, believe it or not, it's actually been easier for Affeldt to get right-handers out this year than it has been lefties. Righties hit 190, 4 for 21. Lefties 4 for 12.
You have a theory?
I do not.
because you'd think it'd be just the opposite. Tough lefty, great stuff. He'd wear out the lefties.
Well, I think he's got movement on his fastball that kind of runs away from the lefties to the middle away part. And I think most guys look middle away. That's the only thing I can come up with.
I'm going with it.
The fastball he throws righties is one that cuts across the plate to the inner half, and that's a pitch that it's tough to get the barrel head on when you're throwing at 95, 97 miles an hour, which is where his velocity's been.
The closer, Brian Wilson, goes to work in the Giants bullpen. 7-2 Giants, 2 on, 2 out. It's a ball and a strike down. Ausmus, for many years with the Houston Astros, always noted as a fine handler of a pitching staff, good defensive receiver, but never hit a whole lot. Definitely not a power threat, although he's hitting .417 for the Dodgers, 5 hits, 12 at bats this year. Loops it into right field. That's a base hit. Here comes Manny for the plate. Schuerholz cut off by Aurelia, and it is 7-3. 3 runs in for the Dodgers here in the 8th. And now Casey Blake will come up. The Dodgers are 1 base runner away from being able to send the possible tying run of the game to the plate. Casey Blake, who is having an excellent power season early on this year, hit one against Zito on Monday.
Well, Zito had a 3-0 lead, a 1 out. He had walked a man prior to that pitch, and it was a 3-1 count to Blake. So he was kind of laying in the bushes for that gift.
Well, it's going to be a 4-out save opportunity for Brian Wilson. He is being summoned right here. First pitch strike to Casey Blake. We're back here in San Francisco. The Dodgers trying to make a game of it against all odds. It is 7-3 Giants. 2 men on, 2 men out. Wilson with ball 1 off the outside to Blake. A ball and a strike. So the double play that Affeldt got Ethier to hit into. Huge right now. Or the Dodgers might really be knocking at the door. And the fastball right through there at 98 miles an hour.
2 times you've seen Blake take fastballs. It tells you one thing, he's looking for something else. Against the guy that throws 98, you don't usually look for something else.
And a foul out of play. Off to the right, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
One thing Blake will do, he will chase at balls below the strike zone. He's proved that in this series.
Blake has been excellent in the clutch in the early season for the Dodgers. 2 men on, 2 men out. There's a slider, but it's low.
And that was to the strike, to the scouting report. Trying to plant that slider right below the zone.
Matt Kemp has come out on deck with the pitcher due up next. 2 on, 2 out. And a high pop-up foul. Uribe comes over, and he's got it. Seven to 3 Giants. The top of the order coming up in the last of the 8th. Dodgers 3 as we go to the last half of the 8th inning. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow, Raj Mathai, the sports director from NBC Bay Area. The Giants and the Dodgers, the rubber match of the series. Tim Lincecum carried a shutout here into the 8th inning and a 7-0 lead. But then the Dodgers got it going. Lincecum was removed with a run in and the bases loaded. Affeldt immediately came in, got a double play as another run scored, but that was the only outs he was able to get. And finally, Wilson came in a save situation, which was not the plan. Not for the closer to come in the 8th inning when they had a 7-0 lead, and then all of a sudden it's a save situation. Fred Lewis against Elbert.
Probably will be Elbert's last hitter. Well, I guarantee you, going into the 7th inning, I don't believe Wilson was thinking he was going to have a chance to get a save tonight. It just gives you an idea about this Dodger offense. You know, they are a very confident bunch, and they can throw a crooked number up around the board very quickly. They did that very thing, and they came within one hitter of bringing the tying run to the plate.
If the possible tying run is either at the plate or on deck when the pitcher comes into the game, that is a rulebook save scenario. So the possible tying run was not at the plate, but it was on deck when Wilson entered, so a safe situation. And certainly his manager, Bruce Bochy, by that time would definitely agree with that assessment. The game needed saving right there.
Right then and there.
And it was a nice play by Juan Uribe, battling some wind and some railings over there. The camera well as Fred Lewis down on strikes, 1 away.
Now here's the play we're talking about that ended the inning, and this is a guy that hasn't played a lot of innings here at AT&T Park, so unfamiliar with the railings along the sides. A lot of wind, wrestling it down, staying with it, making a fine play.
Here comes Joe Torre, who looks like he just came to town. On the pitch for L.A. here in the last of the 8th inning. The Giants 7, the Dodgers 3. Mota, the 5th Dodgers pitcher of the game. And Mota, they've been booing him in L.A. In fact, they booed him when he was introduced with all the other players on opening day. So Mota has had a hard time throwing strikes. And when he was at the height of his powers the first time he was a Dodger, he was a strikeout pitcher, and he threw strikes. But he got 6 walks and 1 strikeout so far this year.
He was one of the hardest guys in the league to hit when he was first a Dodger.
Rentería, this could be a tough play for Furcal. Not nearly in time.
Yeah, they overplayed the middle and brought Furcal about 6 steps out of straightaway shortstop positioning towards the middle. And that little ground ball just sort of found the 5.5 hole. You can see where they had Furcal prior to the pitch. And even the great arm of Furcal had no chance this deep in the hole.
So it's a 4-hit game for Édgar Rentería. His career best, a 5-hit game, which is achieved 3 different times. At this point, I think he's very pleased with a 4-hit game.
Well, they put 41 points on his batting average today. Kind of love that about April.
Rentería with the 4 hits. Sandoval had a 4-hit game on Sunday, and they are the 2 Giants to have 4 hits in a game this year. Uribe, shallow center. Pierre in a hurry. No! Rentería into second. And Uribe's had 2 hits since taking over for Sandoval. In the top of the 4th inning, Sandoval left the game with a left groin strain. And here comes Bengie. Been a big night for Bengie. A 2-run triple in the first, a homer in the 7th. Second time in his career that he's had a homer and a triple in the same game. I would have guessed none. I would have guessed this was the first time. And that's in there for a strike.
Well, there's a small piece of me that wants to see this game go extra innings so he can hit for the cycle. Like 1%, just 1%.
Well, so far he's got 2 of the most difficult parts of the cycle. He got the home run and the triple. Well, I guess they could bat around in the inning, get him 2 at-bats here.
I'll take that. There you go. Nice going. You just got me out of a jam here. I was going to have to go back to the Giants clubhouse and explain that 1%.
Now, Bengie, the most RBIs he's ever had in a single game is 5. He has 3 tonight. If he hits a home run right here, that would be a career best 6 RBIs. Back out of play, still 0-2. So I'm thinking big. I don't care about the cycle. That's just an oddity, the cycle.
That's true.
6 RBIs, I'll take that over a cycle any day. Bengie, only 1 hit in 8 career at-bats against Mota. Rentería at second, Uribe at first. Giants have 14 hits in this game. They came into the game hitting .247 as a team. So they haven't had too many games with 14 hits. In fact, they haven't had any. This is the first one. The most hits the Giants had in a game was 12 5 days ago at Arizona. 7-3 Giants, last of the 8th. Up the middle, base hit. Pierre charges it. Being waged home, Rentería. Pierre with a very weak arm, and we saw it on display right there.
No hesitation at all from Tim Flannery. Waving home Rentería. Tell you, we're going to make him our Budweiser player of the game, and why not? A 3-hit night, 4 RBIs, and the first triple in 2 years. Well, that qualifies Bengie Molina as our Budweiser player of the game. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager.
Bengie 3 for 5. We saw the home run there over the car and left, over the surfboard on the roof of the car. Triple homer single. Here is Rowand. Change up. That's what I remember when Gagne was setting up, or being set up by Mota in the LA bullpen. It was about as good a bullpen at the end of the game as you'll ever see.
Potent 1-2 punch.
And he was going in there throwing 97-mile-an-hour sinkers, and that changeup, which looked unhittable, coming off that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. It's foul. Mota had arm trouble after that. Remember, he got traded that year. He was having this monster year, and the general manager at that time for the Dodgers, I'm trying to remember the name now. Very controversial. And
was it Paul DePodesta? No, the sheriff.
DePodesta.
Kevin.
No. DePodesta.
Paul DePodesta.
Remember, he made that big trade. He traded Loduca, and Mota got traded. A whole big trade was made in August that year, and here they were in a pennant race. Look out! Wow. So he avoided that one just barely. And over to second base goes Bengie Molina, holding at third Uribe.
This is a heat seeker right up at the head. Wow. That got everybody's attention. You talking about an alarm clock going off in a Giants dugout. That pitch just did. Now, there was no intention behind that with the runner at third base, given the situation. It was just a pitch that got away from him. But a headshot's a headshot.
Dodger infield comes in. Runners at second and third. Goes back in again this time. Right around the plate, but off the inside edge. 2-2 the count. Rowand is 1 for 4 and has scored a run tonight. He's only faced Mota 3 other times. 1 for 2 against him. And that one does hit him in the rib cage. Looked like a changeup. 84 miles an hour. And the bases are loaded.
That's the problem with Mota, who's a tall pitcher. Because every time he goes to that side of the plate, he has the ability to do this. If he flies that shoulder, he drags the arm, and all of a sudden here comes the fastball or the change-up, whichever, and it just sort of heat seeks into the hitter. You really don't have anywhere to go. The problem with it is when he misses, he usually misses high. head high.
So the bases are loaded for Rich Aurelia. Aurelia has not had a hit tonight. He's drawn a walk, popped out, grounded out, and flied out. So a hit now would he'd cash in. A hit would bring in some RBIs too. But softly on the ground. Furcal's only plays the first, and he does get the RBI. Absent the hit. Scoring, Uribe makes it 9-3. Molina to third, Rowan to second. And now Nate Sherholtz. Runners at second and third, 2 down. Uribe with a single. High-fiving it with everybody in the dugout. And this is the way things have been going for Mota. Not well. They're going to walk Sherholtz to go after the switch-hitting Burris. This is interesting. The score is 9-3, and they're issuing an intentional walk.
It is odd.
I guess maybe Joe Torre is so intent on having a scenario where Mota can succeed, figuring, hey, Burris as a lefty is 4 for 46.
Yeah, but when a guy's struggling with his command, why would you load the bases?
Here comes the intentional fourth wide one. He's also got a left-hander, Ullman, up in the bullpen.
Now, they wouldn't want to turn Burris around to the right side, but he has been on fire from the right side. Now, we're doubtful that Ullman's going to come into this game and face a right-hander.
Burris is having a kind of year as a switch hitter where you start asking, well, maybe you should just get rid of the left side. He was really scuffling when he first came to the big leagues last year as a left-handed hitter. But as his time went on, he started having success from the left side.
He did. Started getting some balance, some drive, using back leg and then swing from the left side. When he's not swinging well from the left side, he's slapping at the ball. And that's what he's been doing pretty much since the start of the season. When you see the difference, it's dramatic. Hitting the 087, a 4 for 46 from the left side, 421 from the right side. And those are remarkable. That's a remarkable difference.
You know, you say slapping at it. On the left side, it's almost like I'm just trying not to strike out kind of a swing.
Well, you know, the problem is, too, as you get into that slap mode, pretty soon your defense is going to jam you. They're going to bring the outfield in. If you don't show them any threat or any swing that can get the ball with their head, you know, those little bloop singles or those little line drive singles, you're not going to get them because the outfield will be playing it so shallow.
But there on a 2-0 fastball count, he got the fastball and not able to make contact.
Solid defense in the outfield of the Dodgers. That's a medium depth set.
Burris, in those 46 at-bats as a lefty, he struck out 12 times. Bases loaded, 2 down. And he got a piece of that one. The third consecutive fastball. It's been a struggle for Burris. First time he's opened a season in the big leagues. And a foul back into the seats.
And Mota has been pretty one-dimensional as to how he's pitching to Burris. All fastballs.
Mota, who's having his own troubles. Came in with a 5.68 ERA. And that will be a foul ball out of play. The Giants have had 6 batters complete their trips to the plate against Mota in this inning. They've had 3 hits. He's hit a batter. And of the 6 he's faced, he's only retired 1. That was Aurelia, who got an RBI with an infield out. Sherholtz, he walked intentionally. And now, this is exactly what you were talking about. Guy struggling with his control. And you have loaded the bases intentionally. And now there's nowhere to put Emmanuel Burris. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bases loaded. The runners go. Check swing and a foul. Looked like ball 4.
That was ball 4, but when you get in the protect mode against the fastball, you're up at expanding your zone. You will on occasion chase, but he definitely cost himself an RBI there.
Mota in 6 2/3 innings right up to the moment pitched this year has walked 7, struck out 1, allowed 8 hits. Runners go. Strike 3 call. To the 9th inning, 9-3 Giants.
Tim Lincecum was sparkling, handcuffing the Dodgers, takes a shutout into the 8th inning, gives up 8 strikeouts, gives up 3 earned runs. I'll tell you what, Tim Lincecum, a little bitter that the way it ended in the 8th inning, but if the Giants hold on to win this game, Lincecum will improve to 2-1, and he's got a lot to look forward to because his last 2 starts, including tonight, his 3 starts, have been sparkling. So Lincecum looking sharp tonight. We'll see if the Giants can hold on for this win. Guys, back up to you.
And here we go now. Brian Wilson, although it's a 6-run lead as he starts tonight, this is a save situation. So, but you got to finish the game to get the save. So Loretta, the pinch hitter for Guillermo Mota. The slider misses. They saved this one for Tim Lincecum. Fastball too high. What about the mindset of a closer? This is not a closer score. And when he came in the 8th inning, the game was very much an issue. Possible tying run was on deck when he came in.
Oh, he's highly motivated. And I'll say it for one reason. Sunday in Arizona, when he went out there and assumed a 4-1 ball game, he couldn't hold it. And it goes down as a blown save, and it was a game the Giants were going to lose. That is still very much alive between his ears. And that's how you motivate yourself in this game. And it's called fear of failure.
3-2.
He's got such a great mentality to assume this position. And you have to be so strong mentally.
That is past Fred Lewis. Backed up by Rowand and into second. With a double is Mark Loretta.
But I know what you're saying. It's those games where closers get into 6-run games. Sometimes they get in for situations where they need work. And then, boom, you see these guys put 3 or 4 runs up there. And you say, well, the guy just wasn't motivated. There wasn't enough juice on the inning for him to get into. But I just don't sense that with Wilson. I really don't. The other thing he does, too, is he makes it personal. With him, it's almost like he's fist fighting that guy in the batter's box.
Lewis has a long way to go and does not get there. In to score is Loretta. Back-to-back doubles. Loretta and Pierre, and it's 9-4 Giants.
Nice opposite field approach from Pierre.
He muscled up on that one.
Yeah, that's the one thing he's always been able to do in his career, and that's hit the ball all over the place. They were really playing him in. They had Lewis in a very shallow defensive set prior to the pitch. You can see how shallow Lewis was. If he had been playing in normal position, that probably would have been a ball he could get to and catch.
Nobody out. Here is Furcal, the leadoff man. The slider fouled.
The one fear that Bruce Bochy has is that Wilson gets into an inning where he throws a lot of pitches. He doesn't want to have a 25 or 30 pitch inning for him. With that in mind, he gets Marquín Valdez up.
The ball, a strike to Furcal, who has bunted, and even though he was bunting, he lined out to Sandoval. He has struck out, walked, and singled. 1 for 3. Broken back. And Rentería throws it out. Over to third, Pierre. 1 away. Orlando Hudson has grounded out, singled, struck out, and hit an RBI double. Right to Uribe. Pierre holds on, and that is out number 2. Hudson is 2 for 5, and one last bow for Manny Ramirez,
who's had quite a series.
He has 6 hits in 10 at-bats, plus 3 walks in the series. So 13 plate appearances. He's reached base 9 times. Tonight, 1 for 3 with a walk. Slider, strike 1. $37,717, the official paid crowd tonight. And everybody's standing now with 2 down in the 9th. Fastball just missing on the inside. Manny Ramirez. 4 homers, 14 batted in for him so far this year. Strike 2.
Little straight on straight there with that 1-1 fastball. He would love to end this game with a strikeout. And there's the 1-1 challenge we're talking about.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down in the 9th inning. Rentería, and the ball game is over. The Giants win the rubber match for the Dodgers, take the series. Their 8th win in the last 11, and for Tim Lincecum, another victory in his 3rd strong outing in a row.
And 4 series now the Giants have won, and that is what you need to do. You need to gain confidence by winning series, and to do it